We asked you to consider how optimistic or pessimistic you are about us meeting our Paris Agreement commitment to reach net zero emissions by 2050. In reflecting on your answer, did you consider how we source, produce, transmit, store, or use energy, or something else? Did you consider questions of environmental sustainability, of equity and inclusivity, or prosperity? The range of pessimistic and optimistic answers goes to show that there are many important perspectives and aspects of the system to consider when contemplating a systems level change like the energy transition. The Paris Agreement has fundamentally changed the math regarding how societies are making decisions about how to meet their current and future energy needs. In order to reach the goal of net zero, it has become clear that we need to dramatically shift our relationship with fossil fuels, which doesn't necessarily mean we'll no longer produce or use any hydrocarbons, but rather that the ways we both produce and use them must not contribute to growing concentrations of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. That's what we mean in part by future fit. Currently, energy can be attributed to nearly 3/4 of global carbon emissions. And although more energy is being created by renewables than ever before, geopolitical events as well as extreme weather events are also shifting energy consumption patterns. And these shifts have created both new opportunities as well as further setbacks for decarbonizing energy production and use. And meanwhile, global energy demand is only predicted to increase with growing populations and as more countries' economies grow and industrialize. So, without significant plans to improve energy efficiency elsewhere in the system, even with rapid acceleration of low or zero emission energy coming online, this increasing energy demand and high prices risk prolonging our reliance on emissions-intensive energy sources. Instead of forecasting, which is using what has come before to predict what will come next, the Energy Futures Lab practices a technique known as backcasting. Backcasting is the process of first envisioning the future state we want to achieve, and then working back from that to identify, test, and implement the necessary steps to bring it to life. This allows us to consider not just how we're producing energy, but also its impact on the social and environmental aspects of our energy system. The Energy Futures Lab defines a future-fit energy system as one that simultaneously is net zero greenhouse gas emissions for the production and consumption of energy, enables quality of life for all people by meeting energy needs reliably and affordably, is a leader in energy-based partnership towards reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, is inclusive, accessible, and equitable to current and future generations, enhances the health of our natural environment and the health of all those living within it, is a continued source of economic prosperity, supports diversity, resiliency, and adaptability for all living beings. While reaching net zero is perhaps the biggest scientific and technological challenge in the energy transition, we at the Energy Futures Lab, along with many global leaders, also understand that changes in energy technology and systems will have broader implications for our society. The lab's work acknowledges that the energy transition and the pace that it's occurring presents a real and significant risk of disadvantaging or even causing harm to particular groups, geographic regions, industries, or workers, or of amplifying existing systemic inequities and other problems. As part of our definition of success, we believe we must approach the transition holistically and be proactive and deliberate in our inclusion of the perspectives of groups who stand to be adversely affected by it. We also acknowledge that in North America, our predominantly Western perspectives and beliefs are not universal. These include concepts such as individualism, a mindset that centers humans as masters of our ecosystems, how we weigh our sense of obligation to present versus future generations, and a belief in private land ownership. Much of the science we apply to our understanding of our environment has a colonial lens. We recognize that other cultures and traditions have different but equally important and valid perspectives that must be part of the energy transition discussion.